I think it's for a moment like we can control reality, and for a moment we need to be very aware of our reality, and for a moment like we want to impose fiction in our project, but for a moment like reality can be stronger than the fiction that we try to do. I mean, it's like for a moment you like a filmmaker. You think like the only way to do a film is only do fiction, but for moments, perhaps reality that are surrounding you is stronger than the project that you want to do. And in this case, I realized that the real movie was in reality with my friends, and in a way to explore myself too in the movie because. When I start to write the fiction film, um, I was not a character in the film, and then I realized that it was important to reflect about myself and about me like a human in my city, and and yes. In this specific film, I tried to do an homage to my city, so we explore real places. And for example, the first sequence that is in this club is a very important club in Medellin. It's a very underground place. And before to make films, I was doing parties. So for example, like to show this club in the movie was very important because, like I said before, the film is it's part of my life. So I was very interested to show like real places that I was visiting with my friends. And yes, I tried to portray like many places important for me in Medellin. And in terms of image, I was the photographer of the film. So since I was taking pictures before, like analog pictures, and I was very interested in photography. So I tried to like only use one lens and like to be very aware of the background, like because there is like we are watching all the time, like the 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 places, like there is not a blur in the film. So it's like the places are very important. So it's I imagine like it's because for the kind of lens, like I only use one lens in the film, like a granular film, like to portray very well the background in all the places. And I did this film with a Sony AS3 that is a very interesting camera because it's not very expensive, it's very small, and and the image is very artificial and it's like very good for night. I think it's a very metaphorical answer because like future is an invention. It's like it's an idea of capitalism. Like we only have a present. Like even if we try to program our life, like we only have the present. The future is an invention and the past too. Like perhaps for that cinema is so interesting because we can portray the past because it's like everything is an invention of something that perhaps we think is going to happen. Yes, it's a very strange and interesting idea. So I think the question is more a metaphorical answer in a very philosophical way of of something that perhaps we don't have like humans. Like we have only the idea of what is perhaps the future, but I think it's like very uncertain because we don't know. And even more, it's not only in Colombia, even like with the present that we are living now, even with the elections of United States, of what is happening now, of what happened, for example, with Trump and Elon Musk. And I think that the reality that perhaps we have is like on this interview that we are having in this moment, but it's only an idea too, because it's not existing in like in some minutes. I think it's like many people try to watch my film like connected a lot with that, but I think it's like the film is very connected with life, because when you are aware that perhaps like the future, like you are not going to have a future, you're going to experience the present in another way. So you're going to live. And I think it's when you are aware of the present that you have, you want to experience life in a with vitality. I don't know, like you want to experience everything, because it's going to you're trying to it's going to disappear. Yes, I think it's like a question of philosophy and even spirituality are talking about it. It's like we have like only this, and when you are trying to portray yourself like in the future is the invention. But if you are aware that you have only this moment, perhaps you start to live life in another way. And I find the answer of my friend in a very spiritual way.
Visual, tutto il semestre. Eh, no.
Is this character, of course, is an homage to the cinema of Apichatpong, especially like it's, perhaps it's a copy of Uncle Boomy. Not totally a copy, because it's like there are some difference, but I mean it's like if you like cinema, it's like very easy to get it. That is an homage to Apichatpong. It's a mix of two ideas. In Medellin, many people disappear, and the relatives of these people create create a performance in a hill, and the mothers and the families of these people create these figures, and they create this performance with these silhouettes to remember. And I was thinking, so these shadows are not moving by day, but in the night they are going to move, and they are going to have red eyes, a little bit like in Notre Dame, like the les gargoyles, comment tu dis, gargoyle. Well, was a little bit an inspiration of this. So it's a political performance in Medellin. It's connected, of course, with Apichatpong, and yes, so it's a mix of two ideas.
La película que haríamos juntos se llamaría Ángel 69. Ángeles viviendo en...
We met each other a long time ago, and we were sharing many nights together. The link between us was very real, but then it's like to create that kind of atmosphere, I think is something connected with magic, because I really don't know how to describe how was the process. I think in a moment films are, you think that they are very rational, of course, like you have ideas, you want to do many things that you are thinking when you are writing the film, but then it's to create that kind of atmosphere. I think in a moment is magic. It's like something that you can explain. It's something that we can control. It's very irrational. It's like perhaps like the connection with humans. It's like for a moment you connect or you don't connect with someone. And I think life is very connected with irrationality, not in a bad way all the time, in a interesting way that there are things that we can explain, because our magic are things that only happen and you can really describe and to explain to the others. Even if there are a school of cinema, they are trying to explain all these things. I think like the process doing a film is connected with magic for a moment. In Colombia, was very divided. The critic, I mean, it's like was censorship. The film that was very limited in terms of cinema experience. It's like only like 6, 7 like cinemas accept like to show the film, and it was plus 18, so means like not many people could watch the film. And then the critic was very divided, and like one of the most important critics in Colombia hate the film. Was the phrase that he used. He said that was only like a film about death or something like that.
Solo una película de ficción. ANHELL69 tenía que ser una película sin fronteras, sin género, una película trans.